with another episode of Wonderful. And today I am tackling another project that I didn't really think through too much. I didn't do any research. I looked at some pictures and went, I can do that. So I'm going to do that right now. And what I'm making is a felted cat cave because I have my own little pack of weirdos that live with me, and I know that they would really appreciate something like that to use as a method for annoying me just a little bit more. To be fair, I do love my little pack of weirdos. They are a treasure. Is that good? Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate it when people go, oh, this is such an easy project. You only need, a couple of pieces of equipment to get this started. And then they list like an entire page length of things that you need. Sometimes even specialty items you have to order from a specialty store or look in Lowe's for a million years to see if you can find something similar. It does require a lot of wool. We're talking about a cat cave that's going to be about that big around when we're done. And so it's going to require a lot of wool. So I've got all this wool. Oops. And this is going to be for the inside. This is just wool for the inside. Then I forgot to bring the box close. Then I've got a whole box of different colors of wool that I've dyed. And I'm going to be able to make the outside of this cat cave really pretty. Well, really something. Oh, drop one. We'll see how it goes. So I do have, and let's see, what is the other equipment I need? Fairly straightforward. Bottle with some soap in it. Water's a little warm. It's not cold. That's important. That's all that really matters. I've got plastic, bubble wrap, towel. 1 second. Dowel rod. And I'm going to need a template of some sort, which is why I have this bag. This is just a bag that I cut up from the chicken feed. So I'm going to cut a circle template out of this bag so that the inside parts of the cat cave don't felt together. And if you're confused because you've never seen this before, that's okay, because I'm about to show you how that works. Okay. So I want to make this template much bigger than what the final cat cave size is going to be. That's because when you felt the wool, it shrinks down. I'm using Gulf Coast Native from, I believe it's Anya. I think it's her fleece from 2021, if I remember correctly. So I am going to measure this out. Probably going to give myself 2 feet by 2 feet because it shrinks about 20-ish%. But I'm going to mark it, and then before I cut it, I'm just going to take another look at it and make sure that it looks the way I want it to. So once I round this off, it's going to be a lot smaller, but I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be a really big template. And I'm actually not sure if it's still big enough. It might be big enough for the new employee who's still kitten-sized. And Mona Lisa will probably be okay. But Jean-Ralphio is a beefy boy. So he may struggle a little bit with curling up in this. So now I have to make a decision as to whether or not I add just a couple more inches. Better safe than sorry. All right, so fortunately, my square doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm just gonna round off the edges now, and we should have our template, and then I can start with laying out the wool. All right, well, it's more of a hexagon. I want it a little more rounded. The corners actually can make a bit of a difference in how your piece comes out. Or at least, in my opinion, it does. Maybe it doesn't. Like I said, I didn't do really any research for this particular felting project. And I haven't done a lot of wet felting. But I'm just gonna go through and try and round these edges off just a little bit more. I'm not gonna be too picky about it. Besides, cat caves, the whole aesthetic of them is that they're a little wonky, which matches cats because they're a little wonky. Okay, this is carded wool, and because it's carded, it means that the individual fibers are pretty disorganized and they're not aligned in a straight line. And so this is actually better for felting. And I'm actually going to pull this into strips. Like so. Put you to the side for now. I just need one for now. Drop some on the floor, always. Make sure you let it know who's boss. All right, so I'm gonna start by having it catch on my fingers. You're gonna pull off bits, like so. You're gonna align them somewhat on top of each other. And you want some of the wool to hang off the edge. like that. And then we're just gonna do that all the way across, which is gonna take 1 trillion years. It's gonna take me 1,000,000 years to spray this enough, so I'm going to just dump this out like so. Very carefully, because the wool will stick to your hands. So I'm going to squish this in. Hi, little employee. You're here to help again, huh? I'm making you a cat toy, or a cat toy. Making you a cat bed. How's that sound? This on the floor. Now, I'm going to use the plastic to do a little bit, whoops, not that violently, by the way. Do a little bit of, lands. Okay. Gotta be a little careful. Friction. Get some friction on here. Just barely start the felting process. I want it to start thinking about felting, but I still have to add more wool on top of this, so I don't want it to really start felting. I just kind of want to get it smoothed down and ready to flip, because we're going to flip this, and that's going to require I need bigger pieces of plastic. This is ideally done with a single sheet of plastic. Lucky me, I've got like 4. Okay, I'm gonna get our template under here. No! Stay where I put you. Okay. Fold. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take all this bit of wool that I put over the edges, put it over. There. And then I'll put the next layer on top of this layer, and I'll put the edges out as well. So once I felt this into place and I turned it over again, straight. Then when I turn it over again, I'll have that edge flared out as well, and I'll then fold over it so it'll be super trapped. Okay, so that is just getting the wool laid out, getting the edges tucked in, and trying to get them together. I did a good bit, as you saw, of just trying to start getting this felted in place with my hands. But this should be good enough that we can move on to the next step, which is when the true felting actually happens. So I got the plastic underneath. So there's this plastic here. I got this bubble wrap. I don't have enough bubble wrap to do both sides, unfortunately. So I am going to, where's that other piece? I thought I had 4 pieces, but okay. We're gonna put this here. This should cover everything. I'm not sure my towel is going to be wide enough. We're going to do what we can with what we got. Oh, it works. Barely, but it works. So, I've got plastic underneath. It would be ideal if I could do the bubble wrap on both sides, but I've only got enough bubble wrap to do one side. So what I'll do is after I get done felting this side, if once it's felted enough that I can flip it without worrying about the plastic it falling apart too much, I can put the bubble wrap on the other side. But this is what we got for now, so this is what we're working with. Important to make sure this is really tight. Oh, there's the other piece of bubble wrap. I don't remember where that was. Let me tell you. A bunch of water just came out, so let me get something done. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Now, I'm going to roll this back and forth like this. And you're supposed to be able to roll it a little bit easier than this, supposedly. You're supposed to be able to like flat hand and really roll it. I have yet to ever be able to do that. They always start to unroll on me. I'm fighting with this one. And I forgot to start counting. So it's supposed to be 100. Rotate, hopefully keeping all your plastic still in place. This is, oh, so much more complicated on a large scale. I've only ever done small felting projects of this nature. Okay, this time I'm going to remember to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 5, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Like I said, I've never understood. I watch people do this online, and they're just like, they roll it up, and it's perfect, and they go, ew, 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 rolly, rolly, rolly. And it looks great, and it never falls apart. And they unroll it, and it looks perfect, like nothing. And this is like falling apart on me. Although, to be fair, I've got a massive amount of wool here that I'm working with. I mean, this project right now is this big. Like, it's over 2 feet long. I'll speed this up, because I've got to do that. I got to turn it and do it again, turn it and do it again. And then flip it over and do that whole thing over again. Check it to make sure that it's felting okay. And if I need to, repeat that whole process all over again. this template out of here. I've got to decide where the door is going to be. My original plan was for this to be the bottom and this the top. So the door would be along here somewhere. I figured the easiest thing to do would be to cut it out from an edge somewhere, but this seems like I was gonna just take it from, cut it where I got the edge the thinnest on here. So that would probably be this spot right here. Well, there's nothing for it but to just do it. Let's see how thick I actually got this. And I shouldn't need to cut a very big hole. It should widen as I do the felting. The inside looks good. Let's see if I can get this out. Cool. Yep, you just do this over and over and over until you pretty much want to die. This is one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of wet felting, is because all of the actual felting part is a lot of work. Like I can't just, sit on the couch with music playing or a podcast or a TV show and sit back and get comfortable and just kind of zone out and do my thing like with crochet or with spinning. This is getting up, standing over a table, and pushing a bunch of really heavy wet wool around for like 2 hours until you finally have it felted enough that you can go on to the next step. This thing is so soggy. I just couldn't get the wool to take up all the water I was putting in it. So I just kept putting water in it and putting water in it and putting water in it. And I'm sure there's some amazing trick for how to deal with that. But alas, I didn't bother to learn it. We will shape it. It's gonna get shaped. It's got a long ways to go though before we can actually shape it. And honestly, after I've done this for a little while, I'm actually gonna put it in the washing machine and then the dryer. and then I'll have to re-wet it. So I can shape it how I want. But I think I'm gonna have to pull some of this looser wool, pieces of wool off before I do that. I don't want it gunking up my washing machine. But the good news is that the inside is not felting to itself. So that's excellent. Whatever this was did not want to stick. The rest of it stuck just fine. There might have been some clun in this stuff. Clun doesn't like to felt. All right. Let's see what we got. This is huge right now. But the good news is, it didn't felt to itself. Seems pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna let the modern marvels of today's world help me out with this project a bit. I'm gonna throw it in the washer and the dryer and see how it looks after that. Oh, my lands, my back will thank me for it. I haven't even finished felting this cat cave, and it's already got a little resident. You gonna come out so I can finish it? Huh? Any chance that maybe? Okay, well, you enjoy that. And I'll finish this later, I guess. Okay, so I washed it in the washing machine and I put it in the dryer, and I got this brilliant idea of putting towels inside of it so that when I put it in the dryer it would start to shape it. And I broke my dryer. And the stupid thing is I knew better. When I put it in there and I turned it on, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna, oh, it's broken. So, yeah, I wasn't fast enough with turning that back off. So, yeah, don't do that. It would have been fine in the dryer on its own, but putting it in there with towels in it made it way too heavy. And my dryer couldn't handle it. Maybe other people's dryers could, but mine couldn't. So, so I've had it, I wet it back down, because it felts better if you've got, moisture in it and you can really get friction going. Hold on. So, it still, for the most part, wants to keep this shape right here. And so what I'm working on is the sides, trying to get them felted more while working on stretching the two pieces from the center. And I actually was using the dowel rod for that a bit, beating that open. And the trick here is to, when you get it felted to where you want it, so I'm just gonna find that edge right there, put it on around there. And once you get it felted to where you want it, let it dry in that shape so that when it's dry, it will keep that shape. It'll do much better. This is a lot more work than the pair of slippers I made. Once again, there's gonna be at least one professional wet felter that watches this video, and they're gonna be screaming at me the whole time, "You're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. Stop it, do it right." Sorry, I certainly did not mean to cause you distress. That was not my intention. Alright, so because this is going to take a really long time, and I don't think you want to sit there and watch me do this in real time. Who knows, maybe some of you do, but I'm going to speed up the video again and get this going. It's actually, I mean, it's not doing too bad. There's just a couple of things I want to fix about it, and really most of that is this back here. I mean, I've got to get that sorted. This part, the bottom, this is going to be the bottom, and that's looking pretty good. And then in the front here and most of the top, but this back part needs a lot of work. So, but it's getting there. It's going to actually be a cat cave, I think. Covered in wool. Okay, so I stuffed the cat cave with bags to help it keep and maintain shape while it's drying. And once it's dry, it should keep that shape. That's how it's always worked in the past when I've made wet felted items. So I just want to make sure I'm happy with the shape before I put it. I'm going to put it outside to dry. It's sunny today. It's cold, but it's sunny. And it should do fine out there. It won't be completely dry today. It'll probably take it a couple of days before it's completely dry. It's not beautiful. It has been new employee approved. She's been in it a couple of times. She does have a name, but everybody likes her being called the new employee, so I just keep calling her the new employee, which I don't know if that's going to work in another couple of years when I'm still calling her the new employee. But it's cute, so. I just don't want to be done. I want to just keep messing with it, but I could mess with it all day. Okay, I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna put it out to dry. Seems like a good spot for it. Well, at least the new employee seems to like it.